Hello everybody and welcome back. Root Beer here. We're going to finish off the year 2000 grade 8 Gauss paper. We've come a long way and now we're up to question number 25. It's the last question in part C, so it's the last one that's worth 8 marks. And let's take a look. So question 25 seems like a very interesting one. The cookies in a jar contain a total of 1,000 chocolate chips. All but one of these cookies contains the same number of chips. It contains one more chip than the others. The number of the cookies in the jar is between 1 dozen and 3 dozen. So 12 and 3 times 12, 36. What is the sum of the number of cookies in the jar and the number of chips in the cookie with the extra chocolate chip? This is a weird thing to ask, okay? Sometimes they do that. They ask you to make a weird sum as your final answer. I think the most recent format also had a question like that on it, but I don't know why they do that, but sometimes they do that. So we need to figure out the number of cookies in the jar and the number of chips in the extra chocolate chip cookie. All right. So we don't know how many chips are in each cookie. We don't even know how many cookies there are. But we do know all but one of these cookies contains one more chip than the others. Okay, so let's give some names to things. Let's let C be the number of chips in the average cookie, except that one extra weird freak cookie. And so C is the number of chips, and let's let K be the number of cookies. Perfectly reasonable. So let's let K equal the number of cookies. And C equal number of chips in the standard cookie. We have that one weird extra case, and that's okay. So things that we know K is between 1 dozen and 3 dozen, which is 36. So that's probably important. And we know that 1,000 is the number of chips. So 1,000 is the number of chips. Well, how many chips are there? Well, all but one of the cookies, so K minus 1, have C chips. And then there's one cookie that has an extra chip in it. Okay, so K minus 1 of the cookies, all but one of them have C chips. And then there's one that has C plus 1 chips. Okay, so let's see what we can get here. KC, and the sunshine band, minus C, not plus, plus 1 times C is C plus 1. So these two C's, they're going to cancel each other out, and we're going to be left with KC plus 1. Or rearranging, 999 is 1,000 minus 1, which is what KC is. Okay. So K and C are their whole numbers, so they're factors of 999. And wouldn't you know it, K has 12 and 36, is between 12 and 36. So I wonder if we were to list out the factors of 999, maybe there's only one that is in between 12 and 36. And if there's not, maybe the factor that goes with it, that C, maybe no matter what, the constant is the same. Okay, so factors of 999. So we have 1, 3, so 1 and 999 go together, 3 and 333 go together. Now, you know what? It's probably easiest to prime factor this. That way I know how many I'm looking for. So this is going to be 9 times 111, so that's 3 squared times 111 has another factor of 3, and that's 37. So it's 3 to the power of 3 times 37, which is a prime number. And I'll just double check that on my calculator. Yeah, okay. So an interesting little trick, if you take the numbers in the exponents and add 1 to them and multiply them all together, so 4 times 2, that gives you the total number of factors, so 8 factors to list out. That way we know if we've got all the factors. Factors of 999, which as we just said is 27 times 37. I bet 27 will be that factor. We'll have 1, 3, 9, 27, 37, 111, 333, and 99. I can do that so quickly because I know there's going to be 8, and I already figured out the 1, 3, and the 9, and this immediately says 37 and 3 cubed, 27, so that was really all of them. Okay. So k is a factor, and so let's just reiterate, k is a factor, and k is between 12 and 36. Well, 9 is too low, 3 is too low, 1 is too low, 37 is too big, 111, 333, and 999 are far too big. So therefore, k is equal to 27. And so from there it follows c has got to be 37. Okay. Well, what are we asked? We are asked, what is the sum of the number of cookies, so that's k, and the number of chips in the cookie with the extra chocolate chip. The extra chocolate chip. Okay. So how many chips were in that cookie? C plus 1. So we're asked to figure out what's k plus c plus 1. So I think you'll notice a couple of these answers, yeah, they're all sort of off by 1 of each other. So if you forget that it's the extra chocolate chip, you could very easily lose marks. And since it's multiple choice, you would lose all your marks. This isn't one of the written contests, which start in grade 9. This is a multiple choice, so it's all or nothing. So we have to be very careful. So we read it a couple times, then we read it some more to make sure we don't screw up. I was known for doing that at my school. I would think I knew what a question was asking, and I would be wrong. I missed some part because I read it too quickly or skipped out on exactly what they were asking for. So 27 plus 38. So that's going to end in a 5, so it'll have to be the one that's 65. Okay. So 65, well, that's A. So there's our final answer, and A. That's going to be the last answer on the contest. And I think overall that was a very nice Gauss contest. I really like this last question. It's still weird that it's doing sum of the number of cookies and the number with the extra chip. Although I get it. If they're trying to trip people up, asking for a weird sum, they might just say, k plus c, and we're done. So I get it. It's always phrased weirdly. It always seems out of place. It doesn't seem like a natural thing to ask. But that's just me personally. I'm sure most of you didn't have a problem with that. I like question 25. It's a good question. And overall, I'd say a very good paper. It had some interesting questions. I particularly liked question 19. That was cool. And yeah. So overall, very good. Hopefully you did well. Leave a comment below letting you can take a look at the answers that they provide or go back and see how well you did by watching my videos. And if you want to, feel free to leave a comment saying what you would have scored. I hope I got them all right, so I think that's a score of 150, but I honestly don't know. So leave a comment if I happen to have screwed up on one of the questions. I'll go back and take a look. But that's all from me for now. So yeah, I'll start another Gauss, or maybe I'll move up to the Pascal. Just stay tuned for that. Feel free to like or subscribe. If you subscribe, I think you get notified whenever I upload my next set of contest videos. So stay tuned for that, and whatever happens, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.